I've just come back from the staff car park on another little stealth mission. I've tried to sneak Meryl, my mini sausage dog, in at the wee hours of the morning. Thought I'd bring her in for you guys to finally meet her in this last episode. Wanted to get her in before Mrs. Chen, our acting principal, arrives. But brought her into my little studio, Mr. G's room, and the early morning basketball, you can probably still hear it up there, the bouncing balls, was freaking out Meryl, and she was squealing like a banshee, so wouldn't have been great podcasting material. So taking her out. She's a lovely dog, but, she's very sensitive, which is why she's a good actor. She's very in tune with her surroundings. So I've taken her back and popped her in the boot of the car and just locked her in there in the dark. She's got enough oxygen. Should be enough for as long as it takes for me to record this episode, hopefully. Yeah, she'll be right. Now I've said that out loud, I've realised that you're all going to dob me into Peter or whoever it is, and so look, I'll do this intro and then I'll go and let her out and drive her home. I just live around the corner, so it's not... Calm down. I had Peter on my case after my musical Hot Little Inuit. Not sure who called her, but because of the baby seal clubbing scene, I cut up one of Mum's old white faux fur coats from the 80s for the costumes, and they thought it was real fur, and oh God, bloody hell broke loose. Anyway, look, we've come to the end of the podcast, G-Timers. I've divulged so much goss. I mean, it's never ending how much goss I've got in this little noggin of mine, but if the Department of Education wants to pull out the NDA now, and I'm a goner. Yes, but I hope you guys have learned something from my drama masterclasses as well, and we've learned a little bit more about each other with all your naughty little questions you've been sending in and probing the very private Mr. G with your very personal questions. Tut-tut, but... look, it's not over yet. We've got this episode. It's going to be a bumper one. I'm finally going to explain why I never got my spin-off show. And we're going to analyse some more scenes from the documentary and so much more. Oh, also, you'll never guess who DM'd me last night. Margaret, the principal from Summer Heights High. I know, right? I mean, who'd have thunk it? So it turns out I accidentally hearted her pics of her on her trek to Machu Picchu when I was stalking her daughter's Instagram the other night. So, yes, so they've gone over together and the daughter's posted that and I've stupidly bloody liked it. So that's humiliating knowing that she knows I've been stalking. But look, she sounded very happy and relaxed and lovely. And so, she said she's been enjoying the podcast, which did surprise me. But... just goes to show, doesn't it? Your sworn enemies can become your allies over time, and I always said we'd get along one day, didn't I? So, anyway, I'm not sure how her lungs are going up there with the altitude, so if she doesn't make it back, it's, she'll be going out with a bang. Anyway, stay tuned for news on that, G-Timers. Let's get on with the episode. Welcome to Mr. G's room, G's room, G's room. Welcome to Mr. G's room, come inside. Please be quiet, you nines. And take your shoes off and find a spot on the floor. Welcome to Mr. G's room, G's room, G's room. Welcome to Mr. G's room now. Alright, the dog's home. She's on a dog chaise lounge at the back so she can breathe, and so no nasty comments, please. Let's get on with my question of the week.
Mr. G, so this is our favourite podcast ever. So all of us want to know, because other certain people got spin-off shows, why did you never get a spin-off show of your own? Please tell us. Love you, Helen. Bye.
The age-old question, why did I never get a spin-off show? It pains me every time I have to say that out loud, but alas, here we are in the land of the podcasts. And look, I do appreciate all my listeners here, but let's face it, podcasts are the graveyard of former stars who are no longer hot enough to be on TV, and that's not why I'm here, of course. That's I don't include myself in that, but I'm here as a drama educator, first and foremost, and I do love to waffle on, as Rodney says, so this format is ideal for the extended banter. But look, I am avoiding the question, re the spin-off series. Look, why did I never get a spin-off? Search me. I've never understood why. I never got my show. I was obviously the standout subject in the documentary. I got the most airtime. I checked that with a stopwatch, and I'm definitely the lead subject. I'm the most quotable, the most likeable, and I'm literally entertainment personified. I'm so literally flummoxed that things have played out the way they have. But so look, after the show aired back in those days, when I was hot property, I was calling the producers daily, multiple times a day, and just pitching my spin-off show ideas endlessly. I mean, I had so many concepts. I had Home Life with me and Celine, Mr. G Goes to Broadway, documenting me getting one of my shows up on Broadway. All would have been set up by the reality show, of course, and what else? I had an elimination show called Drama Changes Lives, where I auditioned kids each week and abused them. And I got my agent, Ronnie, to call these producers every single day. But the idiot producers were deflecting my calls, and deflecting. And I just got a polite thanks but no thanks from them. So I ended up taking matters into my own hands, and I visited all the TV stations' studios. So, I went to Year 7, to Year 9, to Year 10, to Year 2, even your SBS, because Mum's got a little bit of Spanish in her, apparently. But I could just never get past the security gates. So I had to just wait at the gates, hoping I'd see someone of influence drive by. And I mean, I saw a few stars, but they'd never stop. They'd fly past. A limo went past at the Channel 10 one once with Dicko and Mark and Marsha in the limo, and I was banging on the windows and screaming out for them to stop and say something, and I was yelling out who I was and quoting the show and yelling out coffee, coffee, coffee before we teachy, but they just sped off. And so that was right after the show. So I assumed they would know who I was. But, so I was asked to leave the vicinity of the studio gates quite often. Yes. I actually did get through once. There was one time I lied at the gates and said that I was Sonia Kruger's younger brother, and that I needed to see her immediately because her mum had a fall. And so I got escorted to reception, but apparently Sonia denied knowing me, and I was taken off the premises. It was a thrill to get that far, to be honest. Amazing reception area. It was beautiful with the stars' pictures on the walls. Took a few selfies, and I looked down this corridor and I thought I saw the back of Larry Emder's head down in this distant corridor, but it could have been anyone, if I'm honest. It's probably wishful thinking, but look, I just wanted to hand Sonia my pitch documents and say, look, have a read, and who do you know who can get my foot in the door? I mean, surely she must know someone. She's in all the shows there, but I never got that far. So look, over time, I just started to lose faith that I would ever get a show. I just buried my head in teaching and producing my musicals and became a Summer Heights High workaholic. But look, I didn't fully give up the dream. Mum always said, you've given up the dream, Helen. And no, Mum, I never will. I know I'm going to make it one day. It's just a waiting game. And in the meantime, these school musicals are not going to write and produce themselves. So... But look, I do to this day still carry my pitch documents with me everywhere just in case I see someone of influence and I can beg them to read them. I also have this little USB stick of a pilot I filmed too many years ago. It was a self-shot reality show about me and Celine and our home life. And fly on the wall style, and I just mounted some cameras and left them running 24/7. So it's kind of a dark, very slow TV style look at life with a dog with a disability. She was in the wheelchair, of course, after the show, and I was having to squeeze her at toilet time, so yes. And I did the musical score for that as well, of course, and the theme music, and it was called Genius and Dog, G-Nius, which I thought was quite clever. And actually only a few months ago I saw Lisa Wilkinson, the popular Australian television presenter. She had a very brisk walk going on. It was in Maya, and I think she could see me in her peripheral, and she was started moving at quite a fast pace, and she was doing 2 steps at a time up the escalator, and I did catch her eye in the mirrored wall there, looking right at me as I was in pursuit. So I had my pitch documents and my USB stick at the ready, as always, and she tried to lose me in spotlight, and I followed her in there, and she ducked behind some fabric rolls, and it's just as I was about to pounce. So I just wanted to say, look, Lisa, who do you know who can get me my own show? But, she must have scurried off out a back entrance or something, because I lost her. But, yes, I had some stuff on lay-by at Spotlight anyway, so it was kind of good that I ended up in there. Just some burgundy lame, about 10 metres. I'm just making some Arabian headwear for my Rocker Stedford boys. Don't ask. Now, where is my Give Me a Word dice? Rodney handed me a fresh one this morning, and I swear it's down here somewhere. Craig from PE better not have been sniffing around my desk. Craig said he gets a remedial sports massage in here once a week, so he might have to slide some of my podcast stuff aside so there's room for his massage bed. Can you believe it? I said, surely you can do that somewhere else, Craig. And he said he likes the privacy and the quietness of the sports storeroom. I said, if I walk in here one day for a podcast recording, Craig, and you are splayed out on the massage bed in a jockstrap on a moaning, I'm not going to be impressed. And don't squirt your massage oil on the beast, or you'll be buying me a new one. Anyway, here's the dice. He hasn't stolen it. Wouldn't put it past him, but let's give her a roll and see what our word is. Science. Oh, bloody Rodney's done this, and he's got his science on the brain 24/7. He's still teaching science over there, and even though he's Mr. Deputy these days. All right, let's go into it. I got a science degree in chemistry. Do. Here's a Bunsen burner for you and me. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-boo. The way you make me smile drives me wild. Honey, let me take off your glove, 'cause I got a science degree in love. Honey, let me take off your glove, 'cause I got a science degree in love. Oh, that one got a bit raunchy and off-brand at the end there. I was getting into that, but yeah, that's where the brain goes sometimes. All right, break time. Rightio, G-timers, let's have a look at another scene from Summer Heights High and see if I can extract some goss and behind-the-scenes info. So we're up to me being a dancer from way back with my dancing girl group here, the G-sters we were called, rehearsing our Rocker Stedford number there, the Naughty Nuns. Yes, it was a sexy nun routine I did to Fatboy Slim's Rockefeller Skank back in '08. They started as in the full nun habits, and then they dropped the robes, and there's a reveal of all of them in skimpy crucifix-shaped G-string leotards. And yeah, so we made the regional finals, but yes, and here I am heading into special dance. Oh, very staged by the producers there with my fake entrance. You can see me poking my head through the door. I never did that, but I remember we reshot that about 8 times because Toby kept swearing at me when he saw me. that's actually some behind-the-scenes goss. Toby swears like a trooper, and we had to reshoot many scenes with Toby for the documentary. In the musical, actually, in Mr. G the Musical, he had a sort of a Tourette's moment, and he yelled out, "I've pooed me pants," at the top of his lungs, but he used the S word when he said it. But that didn't make the cut. Anyway, look, loved special dance with these kids. It was great. There's Cosima there and Seaweed, the wheelchair, and Brian and Toby, of course, and all the others. And they really did have some interesting moves, and they kept me on my toes. But look, I miss those days. They were a great group, a lot of fun. And we don't have them at my new school because obviously it's selective here, so the entrance exam would be a little tricky for them for these ones. But Summer Heights High still takes them on, which is lovely. And the good thing is I'm not obliged to put them in my productions here, which is handy. It's I can really do some sort of hectic, hardcore choreography with the boys here, and there's a lot of Koreans, so we do a lot of sort of a K-pop boot camp style training thing where I really push them with some very sort of sharp and complex moves. I don't have to hold back. So, yes, but there I am screaming at Cosima on the floor. I actually did do a full musical with the special education kids. It was especially for them. I wrote with their issues in mind, but it was a fabulous show. It was all about Australia's first ever lesbian who came over with the First Fleet back in 1788, and her name was Mary Dickinson, and she got the whole lesbian thing going in Australia. And I had Cosima in the title role of Mary Dickinson, the lesbian convict. Toby was Arthur Phillip, the governor, and so it was set entirely on the ship on the way over. So had the special kids running from side to side to make it look like rough seas, and as the seaway was rolling in the wheelchair, it was great. All in their leg irons and with their convict suits with the arrows and doing their Cockney accents, and it was a fabulous show. Warren Carmichael, actually, drama teacher from Mercy College, even came to watch that one and gave me a wink afterwards, which is high praise from him. Margaret's favourite musical as well, that one. She loved how inclusive it was. I was forced to do it, actually, by her, so... but I told her it'd be a minimal effort show by me, because she forced me, but then I surprised her by making it a masterpiece. But that's how I like to roll. Keep them on their toes and defy expectations. Toby, look at him. I'm just still watching the scene here. Incredible breakdancer. As I mentioned in previous episodes, he loves to hang around my new school. He's always breaking into the school grounds and lurking around. But look, he's a wonderful dancer. And I've dabbled with the idea of hiring him as a professional choreographer for a show, because he's really very good. He's a very avant-garde style dancer, I would describe him as. I could see him coming up with something really wonderful, given the chance. And I mean, back when he did a lot of improvisation in his dance work in Ooga Booga, the caveman musical that I wrote, that he starred in as Gronk. It was genius. He's I like to call him an idiot savant when it comes to choreography. Well, G-Timers, we have come to the end of the podcast, and just in the nick of time, because I have received the most incredible news. A certain drama teacher is going to be a very busy boy soon. So Wayne Warrington, the head of drama here at Summer Boys, said he'd like to take it easy next term, and he wants to pull the plug on 12 Angry Men, and said, would I be interested in staging one of my original musicals? Is the Pope a bloody Catholic? Of course I'm friggin' interested. I bloody live and breathe my musicals. So, God, I'm going to run at that opportunity like a bull in a friggin' china shop. So yes, I need to come up with a new show. As I mentioned before, I'm halfway through my Dick Smith, the musical work, but I'm not sure if that's right for this. It's a bit dry. So I'm going to have to rack my brain for something appropriate. So I've just texted Rodney and he's chuffed, as you can imagine, and he suggested a celebratory champagne tonight. I'm not a bloody alcoholic, Rodney, but I have agreed to have him pop over tonight, and he said we have to celebrate. So, yes, his ball and chain must have let him off the leash. So, yes, that'll be nice. We'll get some Uber Eats and watch a DVD and celebrate. Rodney suggested we watch my show reel and maybe some of my old Summer Hot Time musicals and that we filmed and I've got on DVD, which I think is a great idea. I've got some old stuff that goes back to my VHS days, some of my one-man shows, so some relics of me looking very slim. No, it'd be nice to have him over and have a little tinkle on the beast too, and I do that when Rodney comes over, just tinkle away and see if the creative juices are flowing. Might play a couple of rounds of Gimme a Word to arouse the brain. But yes, it'll just be a chillaxed little celebration with Buggerlugs, and there's nothing better than sitting on the couch with a mini sausage dog between your legs, watching yourself on DVD, and Buggerlugs isn't bad company. And he knows I have a shut-up policy when it comes to watching my stuff on TV, so... Look, let's end today with a song from a musical. It's another previous show that I've mentioned a few times. It's called Ooga Booga. It debuted in 2009 with Toby as Gronk, the lead caveman. And I mentioned before I played Grego, the very butch and handsome caveman from another cave nearby. So this is, the song is My Big Entrance. Gronk's group have come onto my land and they've stolen my woolly mammoth. They're eating it. So Grego's realised and he's strutted over to the cave to confront Gronk, the leader of the other group, and take back his woolly mammoth. And Grego is very well known amongst the ladies of Gronk's group as being quite desirable because he's very handsome and sort of has an Elvis-style presence. So he does a little lip snarl thing. Look, so here we go. My entrance song from Ooga Booga the musical. It's called Give Back My Mammoth. Hey Gronk, far be it from me to strut into your cave, but I'm Grego the Great, and you've stolen my beast. Hoo, 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 hoo. Listen up, you scruffy lot. You took my mammoth, give it back or rot. And shut your bloody face, you caveman thief. You're touching my meat, I'm gonna keep this brief. That woolly's mine, you get the gist. Don't make me use my caveman fist. You don't wanna mess with Grego the Great, 'cause stealing from me is a mammoth mistake. Ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga. Ooga booga baby, from the dawn of history, I'm popular with ladies, that ain't no mystery. So do what I say before it's too late, or I'll club you in the head. I'm Grego the Great. You can't resist my sexy jaw, my chiseled abs, I'm a caveman whore. I got a big long club, I'm king of the cave. So line up honeys, I'm not gonna shave. Ooga booga, ooga booga. Ooga booga baby, from the dawn of history, I'm popular with ladies, that ain't no mystery. The sexy caveman, Grego the Great. Hey cave lady, let me impregnate. Now give back my mammoth, step aside, or face the wrath of my caveman pride. Gronk, you got a reason to quiver with fear, 'cause I'm about to stab your head with my spear. Ooga booga baby, From the dawn of history, I'm popular with ladies. That ain't no mystery. So do what I say before it's too late, or I'll club you in the face. I'm Grego the Great. Whoa, yeah. Ooga Booga. I'm the handsome caveman, Grego the Great. So Ooga Booga Booga, do I need to translate? That brings us to the end of Mr. G's Room, the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Re-listen, send to your friends, do all the good things, and keep up my drama masterclass lessons, guys. If you too want to be a multi-hyphen like me someday. Look, I want to leave you with a quote, G-timers, that I truly believe, and it's not 2 words, deal with it, and it's not shove it up your ass, Margaret, or fine, not fine, or it's Rodney's fault for leaving the door of the hall open. The quote that I want to leave you with, and I hope you never forget it, G-timers. As I say goodbye, my quote is simply, drama changes lives. This season of Mr. G's Room is presented by Helen Gregson. Helen Gregson appears courtesy of Twos and Fours Management. This podcast is recorded and produced by Helen Gregson in Sydney, Australia. All songs written and produced by Helen Gregson. Audio recording by Helen Gregson. Post-production by Helen Gregson. Set design by Helen Gregson. Videography by Helen Gregson. Wardrobe by Helen Gregson. Graphic design by Helen Gregson. Special thanks to Craig from Pear for cleaning out the storeroom and Rodney Parsons from Summer Heights High for the on-air sign. The views, thoughts and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of Helen Gregson, and let's face it, is Summer Heights High NDA is probably expired now, so go have a cry. Any resemblance to stories and people's deceased or alive is not Helen Gregson's fault, he's simply telling you like it is. For updates, follow the Mr. G's Room Facebook page. This is a Helen Gregson production. And remember, it's G time, not free time. And take your shoes off and find a spot on the floor. Welcome to Mr. G's Room, G's Room, G's Room. Welcome to Mr. G's Room now. Grunk, far be it from me to strut into your cave, but I'm Grego the Great, and you've stolen my beast. Listen up, you scruffy lot. You took my mammoth, give it back or rot. And shut your bloody face, you caveman thief. You're touching my meat, I'm gonna keep this brief. That woolly's mine, you get the gist. Don't make me use my caveman fist. You don't wanna mess with Grego the Great, cause stealing from me is a mammoth mistake. Ooga Booga, Ooga Booga, Ooga Booga, Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga, baby. From the dawn of history, I'm popular with ladies. That ain't no mystery. So do what I say before it's too late, or I'll club you in the head. I'm Grego the Great. You can't resist my sexy jaw, my chiseled abs, I'm a caveman whore. I got a big long club, I'm king of the cave. So line up honeys, I'm not gonna shave. Ooga Booga, Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga, baby. From the dawn of history, I'm popular with ladies. That ain't no mystery. The sexy caveman, Grego the Great. Hey, cave lady, let me impregnate. Now give back my mammoth, step aside. Or face the wrath of my caveman pride. Gronk, you got a reason to quiver with fear, cause I'm about to stab your head with my spear. Ooga Booga, baby. From the dawn of history, I'm popular with ladies. That ain't no mystery. So do what I say before it's too late, or I'll club you in the face. I'm Grego the Great. Whoa, yeah. Ooga Booga. I'm the handsome caveman, Grego the Great. So Ooga Booga Booga, do I need to translate?